Hello people of the internet, my name is Gamers or Everything. I'm playing Fortnite and I've not played it for ages. But today, the new season came out with the new hero build. And I'm going to show you the best hero builds for each class, I would say so far. So we're going to obviously start off with the soldier. The one class I struggle with is the ninja because there's not really any good builds for the ninja. Plus, in Twine Peaks, and ninja's kinda still useless. For the main command I recommend you go for would be Crack Shot. And that's because, how do you view him again? This is going to take some getting used to. There we go. Here's why. For when I'm using the soldier, if you're going for a ability damage soldier, do not go for this build. But if you're going for a gun damage, and you want a gun damage, you're just going solely for gun damage. Watch the show. Watch what I do for the soldier. The reason you want the Crack Shot is for his build. Obviously, I'm going to use if you're using Crack Shot as your main, you should be using the commando build, and that's your install hood when you haven't unlocked the second star. For the reason why, as you see, the commando pick says firing a ranged weapon grants one stack of holiday spirit, which they've changed the name because it's called Madness the other day. Up to 50 stacks. Each stack of holiday spirit increases range weapon damage by 2.9 but decreases weapon stability by 0.7 buffs. Removed on weapon, reload or weapon swap. For up to 50 shots with a gun, my gun is going to be doing an extra 2.9 shoot damage, and that's going to keep going up every stack, every shot. We'll just do it with this. We'll just add in a 0.1 point because 2.9 is really complicated. You times by 50. But we do 3.0 times by 10, that's 30. Times by 50, for you doing an extra 150% extra damage before you reload. This class would be amazing with LMGs, or something like the Nocturnal. You're not going to get the full it. Assault rifle that has a lot of ammo now. I even not actually tested out the blunderbuss, and I've not used a blunderbuss in a while for this. I want to know if that's still broken as fuck or not, because if that's still broken, then this spell is not really that useful because that gun can kill anything at any zone. But not everyone has access to this gun. You're going to be doing a massive increase to damage, and these classic perks are obviously stay forcing, suppress fire, suppress fire, chance against the same target. For you're going to be doing more damage as well the more I shoot the target. Starts to 5 times, so that's going to be 15% more damage. Then after 3 elements, increase range weapon damage by 50%, and the accuracy. Now, something I've noted I don't get in Save the World is recoil. For weapon stay without a decrease, I don't actually notice it when I'm moving down sights. I don't even know why there is a recoil thing in this game mode, because I never get recoil in Save the World. It's physically impossible to get blue against a smasher because it's that big. For team perk I would use is, you want to try and get one hero that's obviously 4-star or higher and get to the star level 4 or 5. Now, what this is increased damage by, for each hero of epic rare already with at least a 4-star rating, it increases damage by 6.5 against full health enemies. Wait, but that's OP as fuck. If you tell me if I take all my heroes to 4-star, holy shit, 6.5 times 5 is some 30 plus 0.2, 32.5 extra, 32.5 extra damage if I got all these heroes to 4-star. You're doing an additional massive damage. Now these two classes do not actually say what gun it's used for. You can use it for pretty much any ranged weapon in the game, which these two are OP as frick for soldiers. Playable. Now, somehow don't have access to 4-star. My best would be go to to be honest, if you don't have access to a 4-star hero, this build probably won't be that good for you. I'd probably go to this one if you don't have access to 4-star heroes. Underdog, for you increase your health. Yeah, that's quite good, I would say. For you want to be using Wong Kong now. You can easily get Wong Kong out of the store right now. I believe he's still in the store. I think he is in the event store, so you can easily get him. Pretty much every 6 range weapon elimination trigger an explosion weapon which deals 37 base damage in a 1 tile radius. With my power level, that'll be about probably 3,000 or 4,000 at least damage, maybe even more. You could easily use these weapons under level, no problem. Yeah, definitely OP. Don't worry, I'm using the Stretch Prime version of the skin. I think you can get the Rescue Trooper Ramirez if you don't have access to this guy. For quickly over for you got to use Wong Kong if you want the explosive damage buff. If you use Wong Kong, you get even more explosive damage buff. But you have to get 6 eliminations. Now, this is a massive buff, his commando, but I would say Crack Shot is probably the best. Then I would go with these guys, in my opinion. Obviously, you're allowed to have your own opinion. So that's going to increase assault rifle damage even more. Is this what assault rifle? No, it's any weapon. Each headshot increases headshot damage by 4% for 2 settings up to a stack of max. That's going to increase your damage by 20%. Obviously, this is was the most OP class in the game, which I wouldn't really say it's the most OP class in the game anymore. Too bad. Just to let you know, there's no point of evolving heroes anymore. Just keep them at level 1 unless you really care about health and shield that badly. Yeah. Now this hero was part of the summer event, or what it was called last year. Whatever the event came out in season 5 and Save the World. Pretty much just classes OP. So after reloading assault rifles, so you have to use assault rifles, unfortunately. The next 2 shots have a 100% crit chance. Now, if you're using an OP gun, you could technically just use a gun with like 5 or 4 crit damages and no crit chances whatsoever. And just keep reloading continuously. That's OP's trick. That is OP. See what I mean? It's a bit too easy now. They made the game even more easier. And Urban Assault, Skull Trooper Jonesy, which you can get all these heroes obviously by spending your 3 tickets. If you did your 7 or whatever, or less, or 2, you have 2 minimum. Obviously, this doesn't really benefit you if you're low level, unfortunately. But if you're a super high level, this is going to be a major benefit. For every time after you reload, increase weapon damage by 15% for 5 seconds. For just keep reloading your weapon. Keep reloading your weapon. Just continuously reload your weapon after 2 shots. And kill enemies, and you're going to get a massive buff. And if you don't want to do that, then just use the Mad Tiger. Let's go over the Outlander. Right. The Outlander I would use would be still Enforcer Grizzly. Now, the main reason I recommend doing this because if you see his commando perk, like its normal perk, just increases Terry duration by 4 seconds. It increases Terry duration by how well? 12 settings. For yeah, for UCC it can last up to 29 seconds because they say Terry says it lasts 15 seconds by default. For now, I have encountered a bug with the fragments right now. And it's a really annoying bug that I hope Epic fix. Is that fragments don't actually reduce your cooldown time anymore, down to like 40 seconds. For hopefully Epic gets that fixed. As fragments, all they do is do more damage and you don't get the cooldown time. But I can understand why they changed that. Don't know if it's a bug or they did it deliberately. Probably deliberately because I could technically spam off Teddy every 5 seconds. Now, for the Outlander class, I want to be doing is using the Teddy. It's probably the best ability. I want that to do a lot of damage, a frick ton of damage, and I want to farm at the same time. I managed to do this, which is amazing. For the team perk, I would recommend using its long arm of the law, increase anti-material range by 1 tile. Now to use anti-material cheese, you have to have the pickaxe out and do the heavy attack, which is I think it's R2 or something. No, it's R3 or something like that on the Xbox and PlayStation. Can't remember. You'll get to understand it anyway, it's easy. Just look up how you use a pickaxe. Just do some other control. For yeah, for that's gonna make it easier to farm. Now unfortunately you are gonna lose 45 energy. Now there probably is another build you can do to use less energy, but I'm not 100% sure at the moment. Now you want to be using this class. Don't have a legendary variant, and there's not really any point of evolving it because it's the exact same. Like, increase Teddy's damage by 46% and fire rate by increases Teddy damage by 30%. This is another hero you could use as your primary hero. I don't really like the look of this hero, let's be honest. Don't think really anyone does. Nice, the blue hair. Looks stupid. People like blue hair, but I think it's weird. Increase Teddy for buffs to Teddy. Pathfinder is going to make it easier to farm because your pickaxe is going to do even more damage. So you're going to have anti-material charge, more damage. These two first heroes are these first few heroes I showed you are based on heroes you can get instantly. Now if you get Steel down Southie, really weird name. Man, I've not played fucking Fortnite in ages, I can't even spell these names properly. For perk you want to be using standard perk when you're using the what perks are these? Support team. You want to be using is this character, which pretty much just as you said, description says Teddy fires a laser from his eyes. Every say 2 seconds, dealing 26 base damage, and that is energy damage as well. For your Teddy's going to be doing a much more damage. And I tested it with Teddy and it was freaking demolishing husks. Now, Firefly Jesse's unfortunately not the really good Outlander anymore. Still a really good Outlander. As you can see, classic perks cost 45 energy from anti-material charge. Yeah, not cheap. Yeah. Standard perk. Obviously, if you're using this, you're constantly going to get charged fragments. I believe this card still uses the same ability. Yeah, it does. But this class technically could be OP if you use Teddy, the other characters. But at the same time, you're only going to be able to use it for 15 seconds, your Teddy. Not for the usual 29 seconds, which does make a difference. Personally, see this class did get quite nerfed quite a bit. Plus, shock timer. It's not really that good, even with the buffs. It's okay. Now, the new Beta Storm mission. This fragment generator is so easy to farm. Any mission that you place down your Teddy, you're gonna constantly be getting these charged fragments continuously. If you use this as a commander frag, if you use this as your commander perk, man, you would get like, I think 20 or 30 is still the max. You can only get a fragment. Still not sure. The problem is the fragments still take ages to cool down, which is another reason why this class isn't OP as anymore. Because you got a cooldown of 60 seconds and you can only use it for 15. You're gonna have to wait 45 seconds, even with fragments. It's not the most OP, and I noticed this one doesn't really work, but Epic hopefully fixes this. Which pretty much does is spending a charge fragment reduces Teddy and shock towers cooldown by an additional 10%. Didn't see this work, because technically if you were using the Teddy, if you were using the Enforcer Grizzly, before, if you had a fragment, it would only take 10 seconds to recharge. For this would technically put it down to like 9 or 8 seconds, but I think Epic's patched that. I've changed it, as I said, because fragments don't seem to really be working now, apart from increasing damage. The cooldown doesn't seem to work anymore. Obviously, use whatever gadgets you want. But here's the constructor build now. This is, if you want to do 20 peaks of SSD 10 with no absolute problem, this is the build I recommend. You just want to focus on the base now. You can personally either use Mega Base or Heavy Base. I have Heavy Base. I prefer Heavy Base over Mega Base, but if you somehow can't get access to Heavy Base, then or you can switch these two around, Heavy Base and Mega Base. So you can switch this guy around with this guy. The reason is I had to. I deleted Mega Base not too long, a decent while ago. Yeah, that's why. You ought to be using Heavy Bases because enemies, pretty much, you place your base down in your trap tunnel, right? Then feel the base. You guys probably know what feel the base is, but I'll give you a wee hint for enemies. Eliminating enemies standing on a structure affected by the base charges base. After 30 charges, base emits an explosion which knocks back enemies and deals 39 base energy damage in a 3 tile radius. Obviously, it goes up to 5 tiles, which is technically the same amount as the trap length. Once again, you could do a 6-7 tile base, but I don't think you actually did super bases anymore because they've kind of made the game a bit easier. If you don't need, you can go with mega base if you want over this guy, because this guy's still really good. Explosion's just gonna have less range. If you want an explosion to cover your entire base, I recommend this one, Devil, because you could end up placing your base in the wrong location, and the charge never kills them. So yeah. For team perks, now you have to have access to mega base to get this one. So if you cannot get access to mega base, I'd recommend you go for this one. Base generates resources based on afflicted targets. Higher tier structures gain more resources. Interact with base to collect. Pretty much it's like power base's Nox ability where it generates what's the word I'm looking for? Your materials over time. Once again, it's not really effective on storm shield defenses, I wouldn't say. Could be effective best, but this pretty much just increases damage of traps affected by base by 8.5% for each constructor for times 8.5 by 5, which equals 42.5 damage increase, which is amazing. Now, obviously you want your base to would be repairing slightly, just in case something does go wrong and your trap tunnel does start taking a slightly bit of damage. Or you get unlucky and a propane tank blows up, but you don't have hundreds of propane tanks, and this is quite an effective power base module, pretty much simple. You can use power base Nox, the exact same, or power base Penny I think it is, it's the exact same. Obviously to get power base Kyle you had to have access to a super edition of the game, not the super edition, I don't know, so whatever the legendary version of the game was, or the mythic version of the game. Pretty much this just repairs the base over time. Obviously it does more if you use it as your commander perk. Mega base pretty much just makes your base stand an extra tile. Bases by default only doesn't even tell you anymore. Stand by 4 tiles, so you can make it up to 7 if you want him to go to primary heal. It's up to you. If you want a ginormous base, but half the effects will be going off, then go for this guy. But if you're like me, you just want to be killing these husks so quickly before they even get fast, like the first 5 traps. So these characters are not as useful now as they used to be. Unfortunately, they're not as useful, but that's gonna make your base a little bit bigger, pretty much. Machinist. Right, I thought I'd go over Machinist Carper real quick. I actually skipped it and went to Mega Base. That pretty much, you can get this one in the base game now. Increases trap over 17%. Now, if you really want to be really cautious, you could technically use her as your commando perk. It's still got the buffs. The constructors are weird class. The constructor bases are a weird class because technically you could use any of these constructors as your primary. It's up to you, but as you said, Epic patched trap durability glitch for well, you don't need to use trap durability for now. You need to use trap durability for. I would probably not stick with this as your primary anymore. It's up to you. But pretty much every time, I don't think I've ever actually received a trap that doesn't have 1 durability on it. Maybe you guys have, but I never think I have. It pretty much just makes the traps last longer. As I said, it's higher from the active super perk. Okay. Enemies standing on a structure affected by base take 12.7 base energy damage every second. For just basic electric force. When enemies are walking over your base, they're just going to slowly take damage over time. It's not the best, but the commando perk's not that much better either. It's a decent better. Then this one is really good. I haven't actually tested this one out myself in the mission, but I like it. It's what it says. For commando perk, for enemies that are damaged or structure. See, this is damaging a structure. The commando perk, like, so unless you're doing that type of base defense, it's not really that useful. But I'll talk about the standard perk. For enemy standard structure affected by space or snail by 15% for pretty much enemies are going to go slower. Now, I don't actually know if you need these the floor spike traps anymore, the ones that slow them down, because I don't know if this actually does the job for it. Because if this does the job of slowing down the enemies just by using the base, technically you wouldn't need floor spike traps anymore. You could just use damage traps, just use completely all damage traps. Just use the spike, not spike floor traps, the big spikes. Technically, but I've not actually tested that out. Let me know in the comment section about this one, the frozen castle, if it actually works or does it not work, and can you actually stack it with the wooden floor spikes that slow the husk down? Because if it stacks, that's really good. Same goes to gadgets, choose whatever. Hero loadout, ninja. The ninja class is a really difficult class to decide. I don't really use ninjas, I'll be honest. I don't use ninjas much, especially after Canny. When I got to Canny like freaking SSD 3 or 4, and I was like, I can't use ninjas anymore, they're so bad. I absolutely do not like ninjas. And I'm still not a fan of ninja classes. So, the ninja you want to be using for your commander perk, without a doubt, is... How the fuck do you go on that? I'm gonna have to get used to this. Yeah. It's Dragon Scorch, pretty much. Increases Dragon Slash is probably still considered the best ninja ability to this day. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, damage wise, it even says it is. Pretty much you want to be using this class. Well, sorry, I got distracted there. So still hit me for something. But anyway. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Dragon Scorch. Dragon Scorch, I said. Still does the most damage, as you see it does. 54,000 at my power level, so it'll probably do less at your power levels, guys. Or maybe even more if you're 131. If you still would play this game at that level, I'll be shocked. Because I'll probably stop playing the game like a week because I get bored of it again. Just because Epic don't really support high levels. And I can't be bothered making a second account. Because I've been farming and grinding other games right now. So. Commando perk, as said, increases Dragon Slash range to 3 tiles, width to 2 tiles, and damage with 25% for you're going the swords. You're just going to be doing far more damage when using Dragon Slash, and the more range. For now, I wish it just told me. But the perk I went with was Dim Mark, which, in my opinion, would probably the best because you want to continuously be healing, I think, as a ninja, because it's really weak in the field. Like, look at the ninja shield, it's only 1,000. In fact, yeah, compared to the rest, it's really low for each ninja you stack. Your shield's going to be going up for if you like a better one, like the Throne Star one, but I'm not a big fan of Throne Stars. So I'll just do this. If you continuously heal and shield, that would be above. It'll be almost like 14 or 15%. I'm not 100% sure. It'll be like 14 point something or 13 point something. All these will add up to, which is really good. Just be sure it's going to be healing your shield. You could do the health one if you want, but increase health recovery back, but that just makes you heal. Is this every setting? No, that's nearby enemies. That's a bad thing about that. I don't actually know if that actually works. Unless you were using a certain shoulder build. See, they're not the best description. For pretty much this does is decrease Dragon Slash energy cost by 50% for you can use your Dragon Slash a lot more often. If you want to use your other abilities. Not much to say there. Said the ninjas. I'm not 100% sure about the ninja build compared to the other build. For pretty much it's just when your shield breaks, knock back enemies and stun nearby enemies, so one setting for if your shield depletes, you get a second to run if you're a ninja. Pretty much, I don't actually know if this actually works on yourself. But pretty much, if you get surrounded by a bunch of enemies, you get swarmed, just place this down. As I said, ninjas are really bad in high level zones. And I'm not a ninja person. For I'm sorry, you would actually have to go with someone else's guide if you really wanted to know a really good ninja build, because I'm struggling to think of a good ninja build that's really broke. This pretty much just increases snowball radius so you can heal more teammates in the area, as I said. Not really sure. Could use a soldier build, I guess, on this, but I just wanted strictly to stick to that class. So you could use like assassin. If you like melee items, I do not recommend using melee items whatsoever in the game. They're absolutely useless. Absolutely no point using melee items. I'm sorry if you like melee items. The only thing I would consider using the melee items is for what's what I'm looking for. The only time I would consider using melee items is in low game. As I said, flingers. I still take the same amount of damage from guns to melee items now. You gotta have a huge disadvantage using the melee item, and I still do less damage and bullets. Pretty much, I just did this one for 4-star. See, I don't know the ninja class. I don't think there's a really effective ninja class. I tried to look at all the heroes, and I couldn't think of an effective one compared to the other 3 classes. Now, if you don't need to do this, this is a base build. If you want to go decoy, go for it, but I'm just showing you a constructor on the base build because that's how you're supposed to use structures, I personally think. But you guys might disagree, and you guys might think differently. Great use of constructors. Same goes to... You could probably go for a slightly better farming strat if you use like a Pathfinder or something like that. But I like going Pathfinder. I like going a bit of combat and mining at the same time. And I think this is a great build to do both. If you go for ability damage, this is not a good structure build for you. But let's be honest, 90% of the Fortnite community, save the world community, do not go for ability damage. Like, this would be effective throughout the entire game. Matter what power level. I bet if I was like power level 70 or something like that, or 80, and I was fighting in the 100 zones, I'd still be killing horses really quickly. With like 1 or 6 guns. 82 guns, and maybe a bit low. Could try it. I might actually try it one day, like 82 guns, and just make my power level. See if I can actually do things against level 100. In fact, you can't even go that low. Could be level 88. I'm pretty sure they're playing the 100 zones now. If you can't even, I can even go a super low power level and actually test out these weapons properly. And my level is OP, and you usually get buffed to 140. Trying 100 for unless you're soloing things, but still. Yeah, this is just, you gotta absolutely demolish husks. If you use ARs, any type of gun, I just made 2 AR builds, like, this is obviously AR, and I don't know why. Oh, it tells you the AR, right? See, this is what I don't get. It doesn't actually do anything to upgrade the hero, as I said. Upgrading heroes are pointless now, unless you want more health and more shield. Completely damage built. Damage and farming. Defense and damage, I would say. Ninja, a bit of both. Bit of offense and defense. Try to go a bit of both. So, soldiers always have. Well, soldiers still have the most health and the most shield in the game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. These builds I would recommend you should be using for this new event. And peace out, guys. And I'll see you all next time. And before I say peace out, confirmly, this isn't going to bring me back to save the world. I'm sorry, unless they bring out a new zone, which probably won't come out. I heard the news, but it doesn't sound like it's going to come out until like season 10 or 11 at least. And they've still got to do the Twine story first, which I think they are preferring to do the Twine story, then focus on other things. But like I say, that's epic game. Sorry for, yep, that's a video.